Hello and welcome to another edition of the Audience Radio Show. I'm your host Camilla, here with you for the next hour as we count down this week's chart as voted for you, by you, on theaudience.co.nz. And we'll play this week's Discovery tracks chosen by our very own guest curators from the site. We'll also catch up with Wellington-based DJ Zach In Fact and Dunedin's Ernesto Anemone. We started off today's show with Stitches, a track called Blood on Your Harem, a song which was discovered by our curator Ricardo Ball. Thanks, Ricardo. Good one. Let's get stuck into this week's chart. But first, shall we refresh our memories about last week's number one? Yes, there you go. That's right. It was Sam R.B. with Say Goodbye. Can she hold on to it this week? Well, I don't know yet. Here's your number 10, folks. Tune of I with Solar Rays.
All right, let's get started. Number 10.
Walking down the street, red days, tripping in red and black hypnotic haze. The house is full of jacks and Maxie's high and crack and leaves the soldiers waiting.
Number 9.
Gabriel Gilbert in at number 9, Where I Belong. Up next, Wellington-based three-piece hip-hop group in at number 8. Their new entrants, and my God, I'm pleased they've arrived, because guess what their name is? Fatty Lumpkins. Best name ever. It sounds like they're going to bust out some nursery rhymes, but they don't. So here we go. Here it is, all in full. This week's number 8, it's Unwind by Fatty Lumpkins. Also, stay tuned, because I'll be catching up with Zach In Fact straight afterwards.
This week, number 8.
While I'm back in position with the beat for bumping, ain't for the guys. This is for the ladies that love to unwind when it gets crazy. My name speaks for itself, and maybe that we can meet retreating out for the day. See, my main thing was to hold you down, cause for the first time I don't really need to frown. See, I can still be myself when having a clown, and I'ma be right there just to hold you down. And when the day turns tonight, I'ma turn you around and let's coast the highway and out the bouncy. If not, you can come and prove me wrong, or we can debate the conflict the whole night long. So get ready, lay back and unwind, let your mind free. It's about see that time. It's alright, it's your time to lay back and unwind. Take your time. It's alright, it's your time. Just lay back and unwind. We be the PHATT Lumpkins, back with the track that'll get you jumping up out your seats, PRE and busting. To ask you if you wanna get up to something, cheer. I got an idea, maybe we can unwind a little bit over the weekend, or maybe we can just chill and get juice. Feel free when you're feeling like you wanna let loose. Oh, ooh, baby boo, I like the way you move. That thing that you're doing's got me feeling like a new man. So true, got me wondering how you do that. You so smooth, ain't nobody do it like you can. Oh, so soothing, you're like a cool breeze on a hot day, girl. I'm digging your technique. So get ready, lay back and unwind, set your mind free. It's about that time. You will find it's alright, it's your time to lay back and unwind. Take your time. It's alright, it's your time. Just lay back and unwind. Hey, 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 hey. twist, unwind. So get ready, lay back and unwind. Set your minds free, it's about that time. Everybody up north, unwind. Everybody down south, unwind. So get ready, lay back and unwind. Set your minds free, it's about that time. You will find it's alright, it's your time to lay back and unwind. Take your time. It's alright, it's your time. Just lay back and unwind.
Joining us on the line from Wellington, we have one Zach, aka Zach in Fact. Hi Zach, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Now, I am so keen to know some vital stats, as I'm sure the listeners are. How old are you, Zach, in fact?
I am 26 as of this week.
Oh, has it, your birthday's been?
Yeah, it was at the start of the week, so...
How did you celebrate that?
We had a gig, actually, which was pretty cool. And then we actually have some mates that own an old butchery, and we emptied it out and filled it with speakers and just had a good sort of get-down. So that was choice.
Got the knives out? Oh,
Maybe.
Wow, an old butchery. That sounds interesting. Is that going to be turned into a venue or something?
No, they just live on top of it, so it's nice and private, and we can just sort of clean it up now and then and have a good rinse and close up shop, I guess, so to speak.
That sounds really fun. Eat some ham. Old butchery.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, cool. So, Zach, when did you start making music?
All right. So I've been playing records since I left school. So probably about eight years, and it's probably about 2 to 3 years ago. I was just decided that that was for me, and really enjoyed it. And making beats seemed like the logical progression at that time.
Yeah. What sort of stuff did you like to play? Sorry for interrupting, but what was your...
No, that's cool.
8 years ago?
Back then I was started off playing mostly hip hop stuff, which is cool. I was right into trying to learn how to scratch and do all that stuff, and then got into doing drum and bass for a while, actually.
Oh, cool.
Which was awesome, and was playing that around with some mates and stuff over the years. And then
drum and bass is having a bit of a resurgence at the moment. I mean, I know it's always existing and going on, but it's being brought to the fore again by the younger generation coming through. In fact,
yeah, totally. It's interesting to see, and I think house is doing that in a huge way at the moment as well. Actually,
totally. That weirds me out, to be honest.
What's that?
It weirds me out a bit that house is coming back. I mean, it's a good thing for those who like house, but it's interesting. Do you like house?
Yeah. I'm probably a late adopter. I've started getting into it more over the last year, and I think it's just I don't know. It sounds different. People are making it kind of different these days, with that sort of like futury weirdness, which is I think maybe what's got me into it recently. Starting to find some real interesting stuff actually. So I think house is cool. Yeah.
Oh, good. We've sorted that out. We've established that fact. And so, sorry, I rudely interrupted. So,
no, not at all. So, where was it? Yeah, cool. So I went out and bought an MPC. I thought that would be a good place to start. Been having heaps of soul records and stuff. I had a few ideas for samples already, so I just bought an MPC, plugged that in, started knocking away at the drums, and that learning an MPC from scratch was an achievement. I think it was pretty difficult to do.
I'd be frightened.
What's that?
I'd be frightened.
Oh yeah. I bought it off this dude, and it's got this thick ass manual that got through. But that was awesome and quite an interesting take. It's pretty analog. You don't have much. There's no sort of like the screen is really, really small, and so all the user interaction is, literally pushing buttons and scrolling through a whole lot of stuff, which is good. But after that, I bought Logic, and that's more what I'm using now.
Is that easier for doing live shows as well, or what's the buzz with that?
With Logic, you
Yeah.
mean? Logic is more studio based. I think they've been working on some live stuff at the moment, but it doesn't really have the same facilities as Ableton, I don't think, in that sense.
See, because this is I'm out of my depth. I'm finding this interesting because I have no idea what that is even.
Oh, sorry, yeah, I've probably gone a little bit off topic. I don't really...
No, you haven't. I'm just intrigued, just in case I want to suddenly start dropping some beats.
Yeah. Look, my suggestion would be to get an MPC. You will never get sick of it. If you bought an MPC, it doesn't matter who you are. I highly recommend that.
Awesome. And so, tell me, how's it been? Because you DJ at Radioactive, is that right? You had a show?
Yeah. I share a show with a friend of mine, Kinesi, once a month on Sundays, the Soul Affair.
That's so cool. So you'll have a massive cult following already. How does it go playing live shows and that kind of thing? Do you really sink your teeth into that side of things?
You mean into the soul music side of things? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, like how doing gigs and shows and doing venues and stuff. I mean, have you done much of that?
Oh, okay. Sorry, I understand. Yeah, a wee bit. I mean, we've got a residency at a pretty cool place at the moment called the Southern Cross, which is on Fridays. And there's a few spots around Wellington that are really cool, and will hit us up to come and play for them. So that's quite exciting, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And it's really refreshing when people do ask us to play. Like Grant from Far Cities will get there's a little group of us he gets in, and they probably have, but they get us in just as a sort of just to support music. So there's a lot of people that do want young, new music in their bars, yeah.
So have you got much of your own material ready to go? Because we're about to play Girl, the single that you've got up on theaudience.co.nz. Have you got much more material to draw from?
Yeah, I'm working on a whole lot of stuff at the moment. So I've made that Girl under a name, John Marks, which is myself and these guys, Sticks and Stones, who I've made a little bit of music with, and we've got a whole lot of stuff that is just collected together that we play now and then, but we haven't put it up yet because we want to try and string it together as a project, and maybe sort of make it more of an album. But my solo stuff, Zach, in fact, there's a whole lot of stuff up on SoundCloud that people can go to and listen to, and that's where most of my stuff is at the moment, yeah.
And in terms of collaborations, have you got anything in the pipeline there?
That's what this John Marks will be. That's a collaboration that is in the pipeline right now. Yeah.
Oh, good. So you actually just previously answered my question before. Great.
Unadvertently so.
Is this the best interview you've ever had?
By far.
Also, have you got any more collaborations in the pipeline?
You have me. That was good.
I know. See what I did? So, hey, well, thank you so much. It's been a total pleasure chatting to you. In fact, most fun I've had all day.
My pleasure.
Enjoy Wellington and keep us posted. We'll be keeping our eye on you. Best of luck for all the stuff that you get up to as well.
Oh, too much. Yeah, same goes. You guys are doing awesome stuff, and I appreciate the support.
Thanks, Zach. Hey,
My pleasure.
Our pleasure. Take care, and now we're going to check out Girl.
Oh, cool. Thanks very much.
Bye, you're welcome. Bye.
Bye.
What a nice dude. And here we go. This is Zach, in fact, with Girl. welcome back to the Audience Radio Show. Camilla here with you as we count down this week's chart and discover very new, very good music. Still to come, I'll be catching up with Dunedin's Ernesto and Enemy. But first, we heard from a discovery track from a band I really rate, Auckland's She's So Rad, with Breakout. And that was discovered by Connor Nesta. Thanks, Connor. Right, if you want to see that on the chart, you can flick it a vote on theaudience.co.nz. Continuing on with the chart now, here's this week's number 7. And last week's guests, Rewind Fields with Photographs.
Number 7.
Oh, are you kidding me? No, you can't. Number 6.
That was this week's number 6, the Dions with Come One. They're based in Nelson and they play gigs every weekend apparently, and that song is from their sophomore effort, which is called Elementary Period. Alright, it's time to check out this week's number 5.
You voted, you've chosen it, new music, and here it comes. New music, number 5.
There you go, that's Overkill with Beat featuring Louise Sota, this week's hot number 5. Make sure you vote for it on theaudience.co.nz. Up next is this week's number 4. In its full glory, it's Hamilton-based songstress Coral with The Rolling Stone.
Okay, gang, number 4. Yeah, very cool.
The Rolling Stone, I cannot find you. Has someone thrown you out? The Rolling Stone, I cannot hear you. Has someone told you how I felt? Can't listen to Buckley, can't listen to the blues, can't stomach Joplin, White House or music. They all cease to know about you. Can't listen to Nirvana, can't listen Has someone removed all your doubt?
Joining us on the line from Dunedin, we have Hugh, aka Ernesto Anemone. That's quite a mouthful, isn't it? Where did that come from, Hugh? Hi, how are you, by the way?
Oh, I'm pretty good. Yeah. I don't really know. It sort of just came out of nowhere in lots of ways. I sort of had an EP worth of stuff to put out, and I figured that I should probably have a name to go with it. And yeah, so I sort of just thought about it for a while, and that was something that sort of came to mind, I guess.
Because you like Ernesto and you like Anemones.
Pretty much, yeah. I can remember being a little kid, sort of going down to the rocky shore or whatever, and poking the anemones, and I thought they were pretty cool. So I guess
Poor things, eh?
funny word.
That's just what they get all the time. Like, oh my god, here comes another kid. Yeah. So tell us, Hugh, when did you start making music, and what was the first piece of musical equipment you acquired?
Oh yeah. Well, I played a bit of guitar and stuff in high school, and did the whole like Rock West thing and that.
Did you place anywhere noteworthy?
We got first in the Hawke's Bay regionals, but we didn't bother applying to the nationals or anything because our bassist was going to be overseas. But sort of in terms of the electronic stuff, I don't know. I guess my laptop maybe.
Yeah. And so,
piece of equipment.
So you are interesting in that. I mean, you're an interesting person anyway, but you're interesting and different in the sense that you fuse psychedelia with beat making. What inspired that? How did you go about that?
I don't know. I'm not sure if it's particularly psychedelic, but I sort of kind of enjoy that pluck, I guess. I don't know, just you quite like the idea of not really being that constrained in the sort of music you can make, and it's quite nice to just be able to experiment a little bit. Not that my music's all that out there, but yeah, I don't know.
So who would you love to sample, or what's your era of what's your favorite era then?
I don't know. Probably like I'd have to say sort of Hendrix. Like back in high school, I went through a couple of year period where I was just completely obsessed with all his music. And there's a lot of sort of cool stuff that he's made that probably isn't recognised as much as the sort of classic ones.
That'd be fun,
eh? Sorry?
That would be fun, eh? I personally would like to hear that.
Yeah, hard. It would be quite cool. But yeah, I don't know. Just, yeah.
And tell me, who's your best support band? Because you've done Concord Dawn, 2 cartoons. They're little audience darlings, actually.
Yeah. So what was the question, sorry?
That's all right. Who's been your best support? Any fond memories?
Well, sort of pretty much every gig I've played has been at Refuel.
Oh, cool.
It's pretty
Institution.
It's a pretty funny little bar, yeah. It's pretty cool down there. I know probably the 2 cartoons gig was a lot of fun because a lot of mates down there, and it was sort of a lot of people leaving Dunedin at the end of this year.
Right.
And it was good to have a big party that night, and it was a lot of fun. Yeah, probably that one, I'd say.
Now tell us a little bit about Drifting to Infinity. Where was that? What inspired that, and how was that recorded?
Well, I don't know. I think that was one of the tunes that I sort of thought I'd go out and sample a Hendrix track. And so the sample from that's actually from the song called Drifting, which is on, I think it's First Race the New Rising Sun or something like that.
Yeah.
And so I had that sample, and then I was playing around with a synth I had, and it sort of sounded a bit like this sort of 2-note flute that Adam Page was playing around with at camp last summer. And I don't know, I just sort of experimented for a while, and it sort of all just came together.
How does it work legally with samples?
I'm not really sure, to be honest.
Okay, just pretend I didn't ask. Ooh, how's jail? Just kidding. But I'll send you a package if you have to go to jail over it. Hey,
that'd be great.
Yeah. I'll make it a nice one, little care package with nothing that will help you escape. Obviously, I don't want to go to jail too. Hey, what have you got coming up next over summer?
Not a lot. Heading up north for the summer.
Nice.
Got a gig at Square Wave Festival in November in Wellington, so pretty excited about that, but nothing really else planned in terms of music, really.
That's exciting. Hey, well, shall we check out Drifting to Infinity? I can't wait. Hugh, thank you so much, or aka Ernesto Anemone.
Yeah, sure.
Total pleasure chatting to you.
Thanks a lot. It was great.
Take care. Here we go. Ernesto Anemone with Drifting to Infinity. Thanks.
Cheers.
Bye. Hello and welcome back to the last instalment of this week's Audience Radio Show. It's been a cracking one. Up next is your number 3. Here's Dartel with Better.
Three.
Don't you know that I'll be around tonight? Through your weakest moments to become light, turning nightmares only shadows. Cast some light, it'll be alright. Open up my soul, my heart's clear. I'm just thankful that I've still got friends from last year. I left my city and my girl, so I moved on. Still got that hunger from my crew when the food's gone. And they provide what I need when I'm feeling down. So long to crappy days, happy nights when I'm around. Still rep the city, you would never have to second guess. My new address will always become second best. I know that people talk, and that's just in their nature. Some would rather hate you harder before they could rate you. And since I'm public now,
and I'm up for debate. Not trying to be something awesome, just wanna be something great. And I can feel it in the air since I'm flooring it now. You can keep what's left of me while everyone else is snoring for now. All these rappers are boring me now that the media's scoring me now. I'm knocking down walls, don't ignoring me now. As long as I'm here, I'll be pouring it out like that. Don't you know that I'll be around tonight? Through your weakest moments to be alright. You say you need me now more than ever. I said I'm down, it will all get better. You feel it deep inside more than ever, more than ever. I know it will all get better. The high that I get, it's hard to explain. I guess it's love if it went by any name. It's not so hard to attain. Every single day plays hard on my brain. Trying to make a statement and carve out a lane. Trying to work it out, but it's harder to train. And as for fame, I'd be lying if I said I hadn't thought about. It's like I'm falling again, but hadn't thought it out. Maybe I'm immature, I'm giving you all my time. Still resigned to finding answers all in a line while corking the wine. It's got a grip on me, ex-girlfriend still flips on me. Money at a low still trips on me. Girls still strip, get a tip from me, no. And if it's all in my head, shit I did to girls to have them crawling in bed. Never would've mattered if I called them and said we just met, I was trolling instead. I'm so close to the edge, the game some boys play. Someone's bound to get cut, like a choice fade. To hear the noise change and how I'm portrayed, it feels inadequate until I hear that voice say, don't you know that I'll be around tonight? Through your weakest moments to be alright. You say you need me now more than ever. I said I'm down, it will all get better. You feel it deep inside more than ever, more than ever. I know it will all get better.
There you go, Dartel, Better, toppling back from last week's number one now. It's Sam RB with Say Goodbye. And very shortly, of course, I'll be revealing this week's number one.
Do you need to go number ones or number twos? Number two.
You say you know, you think I don't hear you over all the noise. I know you say you don't.
Sam RB, Say Goodbye. 2 this week, and that's what I'm actually about to do. I'm about to say goodbye. I, Camilla, am like 2 seconds away from signing off for another week. Thanks very much to our guest curators Ricardo and Connor, and also to our guests Zach in Fact and Ernesto Anemone. We'll see great things from those guys, I'm sure. A quick rehash of this week's chart before we wrap it up and unveil this week's number 1. We started off this week with number 10, Tunes of I, Solar Rays. Number 9, Gabriel Gilbert, Where I Belong. 8 was Fatty Lumpkins with Unwind featuring Kai Vai. And 7, Rewind Fields, Photograph. 6, The Dion's, Come One. 5 was Overkill, Heartbeat featuring Louise Sauter. 4, Coral, The Rolling Stone. And that leads us to where we are now. Number 3, Dartel Better. 2, Sam RB with Say Goodbye. And this week's number 1, here it is, the first time on the chart, Late Night Poets with My Darling. Take care, and I'll see you next time.
Number 1, baby. See you later.
How could I be so blind? Caught me by surprise. Thought I read you right. It's like I read you wrong. Sweet darling, oh, how I was wrong. How could I miss the signs happening all this time? Thought I knew you, girl. Now I'm paying the price. Sweet darling, oh, my heart it burns. 'Cause I played a fool. I must have loved you, I must have been blind. 'Cause you played me good. Right out of nowhere, right out of the blue. Oh, my darling, oh my heart is, oh my darling, it's broken in two. Oh, my darling, broken my heart in two. Now you've been on my mind, and I keep wondering why. There's no point to this, but I can't seem to quit. My darling, I still wonder why. 'Cause I played a fool. I must have loved you, I must have been blind. 'Cause you played me good. Right out of nowhere, right out of the blue. Oh, my darling, oh my heart is, oh my darling, it's broken in two. Oh, my darling, you've broken my heart in two. Sometimes it don't add up, no matter how you count it, no matter what you want, best you forget it. No matter what you've done, with the best intentions, no matter what you want, now it don't matter. Oh, my darling, oh my heart is, oh my darling, it's broken in two. Oh, my darling, oh my heart is, oh my darling, it's broken in two. Oh, my darling, oh my heart is, oh my darling, it's broken in two. Oh, my heart is, it's broken good.